And I know that when I started off in politics 24 years ago as a councillor, when I was in the council in Navan, one of the first things that I joined was Navan Civic Trust, and we were battling at the time to create an arts centre in the town. And many had fought that battle before me, but we were successful in creating the Solstice Arts Centre, which is generously supported by the Arts Council, which is much appreciated. And so we have a very elaborate art space. But the point that was touched on in terms of what Rachel said in terms of rural areas, so I would be interested in terms of maybe if Annette or Sinead, from a strategic point of view, could touch on the work that's taking place where we don't have the likes of Solstice Arts Centre in Navan. One of the most magnificent things I saw was when we utilised College Green and had the College Green shut down to create open art, an open canvas for art space. And the work of arts officers in local government across the country to try and replicate that, because so many good things happen at a city council level, but it's trying to ensure that that happens, as Rachel has said, in rural areas in parts around the country. So maybe just from a strategic point of view, the initiatives that are happening, because as has been said by Tanya there as well, that many councils spend a lot of money because they have good people. It all comes, we can have all the policy we want, but if you have one good person in a council who has a passion for arts and wants to see money, a city manager, a county manager wants to see money diverted in that area, they'll make things happen. But if we've got a county where it's only a tick-the-box exercise, the strategic plans at a national level don't permeate down. And so maybe just good examples that are happening around the country, maybe other not so good as well.
Well, I suppose I can just give you an example, Senator, from your own area, which is Meath. I think that what Jackie Maguire, the Chief Executive, and Gerardette Bailey have done in Meath in terms of strategically thinking about Kells. We all know many artists have ended up in Kells because they can't afford to live in Dublin. So I'll certainly give you one example of a local authority who have really thought carefully, how are we going to reimagine Kells from the Type Trail, from Guff Gaffa, from everything happening in that city. So, as you say, that's an example where there's a real engagement from the Heritage and Arts Office and the Planning Officer and the Chief Executive in a local authority. So that's what's possible, but maybe Sinead can give you examples where there are huge gaps that she's trying to fill.
Can I just say on that point, Cahir, look, I was, again, when I was a councillor, I was very pleased to work with Jackie Maguire, as Tanya has said, and the late Shane Donnelly, who was Town Clerk in Navan, and we created a public space artistic scheme for the town of Navan, where every single street an artist was commissioned to place a piece of work on every single street, and then we created a walking trail with a headset to actually hear the story behind each space. And can I just acknowledge, by the way, while we're here, Jackie Maguire's actually her retirement after 42 years service, and she was town manager when I passed a budget for the Solstice Arts Centre in 2002. Me and her turned the sod in 2004, and then we opened it in 2006 when I was mayor as well. So I'm particularly proud of that project.